Before going to bed, I think it's worth taking a brief look at Reform UK's surge, the thrilling tale of membership surges, tickers, and the curious case of Reform UK suddenly swelling its um, ranks. Nigel Farage has once again found a way to shake hands with the milkman of British politics, leaving poor Kemi Badenock scrambling for an apology like a Conservative at a climate change summit. And now, when Kemi, and Farage, of course, accusing Kemi and saying, "I'm going to sue her." Well, wasn't he going to sue other people in the past as well? Wasn't he going to sue the people who did the polling? Or he didn't seem to. He doesn't seem to follow through with his threats of suing. Now, when Kemi accused Farage of fiddling the figures, essentially suggesting Reform UK had applied a little manual override to its membership tracker, the party did what any self-respecting organisation would do. They invited journalists to click the homepage and verify the numbers, and verify they did, with Reform now boasting over 152,000 paid-up members, surpassing the Tories' rather flaccid 131,680. One can only imagine Badenoch's embarrassment. Deeply embarrassed, says Farage of his former colleagues. Frankly, I'd be blushing too. Farage never one to let a good feud go to waste, promptly threatened legal action and demanded an apology. Meanwhile, Reform's chairman, Zia Youssef, cheekily thanked Kemi for her service, implying she'd done more for their numbers than the party's own leafleting campaign. Truly, nothing says thank you quite like having 20,000 people sign up in 4 days. Who knew Kemi had such egg-poaching skills? Now, Reform's surge isn't just a flash in the political pan. Oh no, this is the result of months of careful cultivation, or perhaps Nigel simply perfecting his clicking technique. Since his return in June, when membership stood at a modest 40,000, Farage has turned the party into a growing political force, adding 110,000 members in just 7 months. If this rate continues, by February 2026, Reform will overtake Labour to become Britain's largest party. Imagine Reform and Labour fighting for the title of biggest political party. Who knew politics could be so competitive? Badenoch's faux pas isn't limited to just poaching Nigel's egg. Reports suggest she's even tried to curtail his airtime on GB News, grumbling to its CEO about reform-friendly presenters like Lee Anderson. Barely articulate members like Lee Anderson. The irony of a Conservative leadership complaining about competition while waxing lyrical about free markets hasn't gone unnoticed. As Nigel quipped, Kemi talks about competition being a good thing, yet she wants to be taken off the air. Oh, dear me. And my friends, when Kemi was busy fiddling with Farage's numbers, GB News delivered a constructive rebuttal confirming their meetings were entirely acrimony-free. Farage, with his usual joie de vivre, called for her to apologise publicly on air, though I suspect his suggestion came with a wink and a nod. So where does this leave the Tories? Frankly, in a bit of a pickle, not winking at all. Former Tory Minister Andrea Jenkins labelled Badenoch's antics immature. She's the person with the finger salute, accusing Badenoch of trampling any chance of collaboration with Reform. Indeed, if elections are won on the doorstep, then Reform's 152,000 members could deliver a lot of leaflets, and Labour too must be nervous, as polls predict Reform could take 71 seats at the next general election, potentially unseating 6 Labour cabinet ministers, including poor Ted Miliband. Surely Ed doesn't deserve this. Hasn't he suffered enough? Love him or loathe him, Nigel Farage remains the ultimate political showman in Britain. From Brexit to boxing with Badenoch, he's perfected the art of turning every attack into a PR masterclass. While Kemi plays with smoke and mirrors, Nigel tickers click away in real time, tallying up grassroots supporters faster than a Black Friday sale on sovereignty. So, as Reform UK's members continue to rise, politically, of course, one must wonder, is Farage truly aiming for number 10 in 2029, or is it simply another chapter in his endless quest to make British politics funnier, louder, or simply a little bit ruder? Either way, I suspect we'll all be clicking refresh on this political drama for some time yet, and remember, one should always verify one's membership and one's egg poaching skills. Otherwise, you never know where you're going to end up.